Kansas whitetail rut hunt 2017. Get this party started. We're on the party shack. Here we are in Aunt Jemima. Bring me a shooter. That is freaking awesome.
When it comes to whitetail hunting, especially when you're talking about big bucks, we've all got that little magical spot in our mind where we think, that's where I would love to be to try and kill a big deer. Well, for us, that little magical place is called the state of Kansas.
And the time of year that's magical for us is the first week of November during that pre-rut time when the bucks are running everywhere, and every time you get in a stand, you never know what's gonna show up. So that first week of November, if you're trying to find me, don't, because that's where I'm gonna be.
Kansas whitetail rut hunt 2017. We just rolled into town about 2 hours ago. Shane and I were up here about 3 weeks ago. Got all of our stands hung. You know, we came in here, we really thought it out and hung a spot for every wind, even an east wind, which is rare, but we have them, and it turns out we're gonna have some this week. We've got 2 blind sets and 3 tree stand sets. We've got Shoeless Joe, because, well, everybody knows if you build it, he will come. We've got Aunt Jemima when we have an east wind, because when we're in there looking around for a tree to hang for an east stand, I found this old 1970s glass bottle of Aunt Jemima syrup. We've got Southfalfa, which is on the south end of an alfalfa field, so when we have a north wind, it's a good even spot to hunt. We've got the party shack. It's a beautiful, probably gonna be one of my favorite spots to hunt this week for a north wind. And then we've got slow cut, because when we hung slow cut, there was a huge tree, a huge limb on this tree and another limb off another tree that were about this big around that we had to cut. And the only way to cut them was to slow cut them. So appropriately named slow cut. Tonight, we're starting off in slow cut. Shane's gotta finish getting dressed, pack this camera gear, I gotta get my bow together. We gotta get in the stand. Now we hunt. So I know a lot of you guys use decoys, and there are a lot of people out there maybe new to using a decoy. I want to give you just a couple of quick tips that are really easy when you're setting up. Our stand is right here. Most of the movement is kind of, I don't know, we'll say north to south, kind of northwest to southeast, right here. All the bedding areas over there. So on this setup with a north wind, if he circles around this way, he's still gonna be upwind from us, because I've set it north of our stand. If he comes out over here, more than likely he's gonna circle around and he's gonna come to face it. So think about how you're gonna set your decoy, the wind. You can also use something like this Tink's Hot Shot Fight. This stuff is awesome. It's super strong. This stuff will stay stinky for a long time. So what I'm gonna do, I don't really wanna get it on the decoy. So I'm probably just gonna spray it like right here. It doesn't take very much. We will smell this the entire day sitting up there. And even though the wind's like this and our stand's over here, we can smell it. Stuff's awesome. So when you're sitting at a decoy, think about position, think about the wind. Keep your scent off of it. Throw a little rut scent down or some calming scent on it, so when they get close, there's some realism to it. got the scurvy. I mean, he was a big mature deer.
Definitely never seen him
No. We're in Shoeless Joe. First blind sit, well, of the year for me. Where we were yesterday afternoon. We can almost see it from here. It's straight across this big field in front of us. There's a wheat field right behind me. To my east over here, running straight south, is a huge bedding area. A big line of cedar thicket. Should be a good sit. Should see a lot of deer. Pretty much in here for the day now, so get settled in and chillax. Been sitting here a while. Quietly, I gave him a chance. Now watch this.
Man, my neck still hurts from looking at all these deer over the last couple days, and I've still got a week left to hunt.
Well, that's one thing about Kansas is they not only have big bucks, they've got tons of deer.
So many deer, and so many options to hunt. South Falfa, Shoeless Joe, Party Shack. Where do I go?
Test 1, 2. We're hunting Party Shack. I don't think legally I could shoot them till like December. So he's still got all 9 lives. Here we are in Aunt Jemima. Bring me a shooter. Squirrel. Maybe gonna have to make a switch again today. The wind right now is west. It's moving to northwest, and then eventually around 11 all the way around to northeast. We knew it was gonna happen. party shack.
All right, so you got to have a plan, because if you don't, you're just going to go crazy, because you're seeing deer everywhere you go, every sit.
Well, honestly, the wind's gonna predict where I go because this westerly wind is forcing me out of party shack, so I'm not really sure what to do.
I've got an idea. I'll let you borrow
What's
my
that?
lucky decision maker quarter.
Flip it.
Borrow it.
Decision's made. So many deer around here, so many bucks we've had on camera. New bucks showing up. We saw at least one this morning, I think maybe two that we never had on camera, so slow cut it is. Can't forget the magic horns. And one last piece to this puzzle, old James.
See if we can get this party started. Here we go. Decent aim, but he's not a shooter. Oh, Shane, right out in front of us. It's a shooter. I'll shoot that deer. Good. That is freaking awesome. Unbelievable. Never seen that deer. Good wide 10. I mean, we don't even have pictures of that buck.
No.
I mean, you know, I've said it all the time. That's why I love hunting the pre-rut when they're cruising. That is why we come anywhere in November, but especially Kansas. My horns did it again. You know how many deer those set of horns have killed? Gay. Thing about bow hunting is a lot of times you don't get to see them fall. I've looked at the footage over and over and over, and you know, with his leg being back, quartering to just a little bit. I mean, I feel confident he's, you know, laying inside the timber here, but just one of those times. You gotta do what's right. As much as I want to go bailing off in there and look for a blood trail and get my hands on him, you got about 30 more minutes of daylight, so I think we're gonna go ahead and ease down and get out of here. Come back in the morning. I mean, practice religiously all summer, all year. For shots just like that right there.
So the next morning rolls around, we get on his blood trail. I'm fully confident that he's laying right in there. But throughout the day of looking, the rain sets in. The sad reality is that day turns into weeks, that turns into months, until it's March, when Snoop Dogg over here is in their shed hunting and finally finds him.
He was about as 180 degrees from where he went in that timber that you could, you know, position him. He went straight west, and I found the deer about a quarter mile to the east.
I appreciate you getting my possession tag too,
Yep.
carcass tag. To make
All
it
legal beagle.
But the thing is, it's my fault. I didn't realize as the deer was making his way, you know, right to left and looking through my peep that when I stopped him, he had quartered to me just a little bit, and my shot was low. But look, if you hunt long enough, you're gonna make mistakes, and you've gotta be able to take it and learn from it, and that's what I hope to do.
And the thing is, if you know somebody that says they've never missed, they're either lying or they don't hunt very much. Mistakes are bound to happen when you hunt as much as we do, or if you hunt very much in your life at all. So don't beat up somebody so quick when they make a bad shot or, you know, some misfortune comes their way, because things are just gonna happen. But persistence, and there he is.
And a constant reminder of, you know, work harder, make a better shot. We can always get better.
I've got a Glendale for you that you can do some more practicing on.
What happened to not beating people up?
Long overdue.
Keep up with IOTV on social media for all their latest news, tips, and giveaways.
As long as we're in agreement.
When it
I'll
comes
say that, just so we're on the same page. I don't want to make anybody mad, so I'll do that.
Ready?
There you go.
Okay. So, all right.